Innocent Twitter people attacked by a horrible King Conan writer who just wrote a story that just reeks of violence in the Conan world. Wait, no. Twitter people attack King Conan writer because he wrote a fictional story in a fictional setting in a fictional world. Happens to be a native. I guess it's another Tuesday. So this is if you haven't been playing, playing, right? No, if you haven't been paying attention to what's been going on in the comics for the last year, couple of years, 4 years, and in the viral culture as well, we got a lot of social justice advocates and people playing for power, people changing narratives, people just changing what used to be good fun to whatever their political ideologies are, and then just running with it and smashing everyone's collective head with it and saying just completely stupid, boring stuff that has no place in the entertainment. Uh, so if you haven't been paying close attention, I can understand when you read this story, you think, yeah, this person is sincere, this person was bad, but I'm gonna tell you, no. Because this story is just playing the same thing that's been played 100 times before about perceived insults of perceived stories, words, whatever, and making the excuse for said Twitter people to come and attack. And other people demand, not in this case, firing of the person, but they have done that to fire a person, demand change, removing it altogether, and demand money, blackmail. And this is how they gain power and leverage. And why this works, if you haven't been paying close attention again, why this works, you would think this would not work, and it doesn't work in the real world. In most situations, though that is beginning to change. Thanks, America. I mean, let's be real here. You're exporting this crap all over the world, and I see it even in my workplace, in my country, all the way on the other side of the world. It's gotta stop. Just complete nonsense. This incredible sensitivity aspect that no one can take a joke, no one can, oh, let's not approach these issues or these people, or just, oh no, they're so fragile, we might, like, really just stop exporting that stuff. Like, yeah, like I was saying, why they get away with this, or why it works for these people, is simple. Marvel believes in all this same stuff. Jason Aaron's peers believe in all of this same stuff. They all believe it. So therefore, for Jason Aaron to, I mean, I'm not gonna say that he couldn't be completely sincere, and that I don't think he would be insincere. Like, I don't know the guy, so I'm not saying that his apology is not sincere. But what I'm saying is, the more likely scenario is this: because his peers and his company believe in all this stuff, and these people come against him, he knows that his peers, if he does not, and his company, if he does not comply, do a change, show, do an apology, show face, pay money, as he has done in this case, he He makes himself a target for his peers and eventually his company that he does not share in the ideology, he does not share in said same principles, and therefore his peers can do this. They can form a clique and decide not to ever work with him again, forcing him outside even though he's still employed. And this forces then the company, Marvel, to let him go, because it's easier to let him go than all of this so-called PR nightmare, though they make themselves that PR nightmare. But the bigger issue, the nightmare with all these all these other people who believe all this crazy stuff and who want to be really cutthroat and take people down and use power and leverage. So to save themselves of more turmoil, they would then get rid of said writer. So that really leaves not much choice for Jason Aaron on what to do. But like I said, it can also be that he's just completely sincere. He just believes everything, like he's the same, believes everything, and he doesn't want to rock the boat and all that stuff. But even if he was a free thinker, a man who would always do what is right by the story and stand with free expression and not back down, he would know that he only has two choices if he wants to, or he has basically just one choice if he wants to stay in the good graces and not to be painting a target on his head. He has to comply, he has to apologize, and he has to pay the money, the blackmail. Let's be real here, that's what it is. So that's what he did. He apologized, and that should be that. But there is definitely, because of this, I would think there would be at least some kind of target on him. A note has been ascribed. But anyway, this is all the crazy stuff that goes on. But yeah, let's look at the article. let's look at the article. Marvel Comics censors King Conan #2 artwork following accusations of Native American cultural appropriation. Yeah, let's just exclude that. It's not American, Native. Once again, it's in a fictional world, in a fictional setting. And like I said, the Conan stories are full of native people. Like, hello, Picts? Anyone? No? I mean, the natural enemy of Conan, the Stygians, Thoth Amon, like, the Conan world, the Hyborian world is full of different people. Anyway, I digress. Let's get back to this. So, like I said, Jason Aaron apologized. They're changing this woman because it shared the same name of the historical Pocahontas. I didn't even know that was her, one of her names, and I would have never known. This would just been another Conan comic, like all the rest. They've decided to change her outfit because apparently it's a problem for some reason. Though when they make their own comics, they don't have a problem. So I'm like, who knows anymore? Like, none of this makes sense. It's all just crazy talk. So she was introduced in the second issue. The controversial character in question first made herself known to readers on the final page of the issue, watching the titular barbarian from a mountaintop as she finds herself intrigued by the possibility that he may survive a night amongst the undead legions that inhabit her island home, the Golden Ruin. Therein then the unnamed character can be seen clad in a little more than a metal bikini, a billowing cloth ornament at her pelvis, and a headdress adorned with bird feathers. Oh yes, feathers. While the character's debut caused little uproar, her subsequent appearance in the next issue, and more specifically the exposition given regarding her backstory, would. Upon eventually meeting with Conan, the mysterious woman gives her name as Princess Matoaka. Matoaka? And explains that she began live in an unspecified fictional kingdom in South America. Wait, what? But wait. I'm gonna read all these issues. I've actually ordered the first 3 issues of this. Thanks. A fictional kingdom in South America, but there's no South America in the Hyborian world. What are they talking about? There's the Black Kingdoms. There's no South America in the Hyborian setting. What on earth are they talking about? Is Conan in the real world? No. Unspecified kingdom in South America before her love for an explorer from a similarly fictional country of Acheron. Yeah, well, that's a fictional place, yes. In the Hyborian world. So where do they get this South America from? There's no South America. What? Lent to a home being pillaged by his fellow countrymen for his treasure. Blamed for the ruin of a people, Princess Matoaka was then exiled, being set adrift at sea with a pile of treasure and cursed to serve wherever she should land as a diversion for all future would-be invaders of her home. Though the entirety of our story depicts fictional characters and locales, the Avengers writer came under fire on social media after some readers took offense to both the princess sharing of a name with the real world Pocahontas. Like, come on, names can be same. I know it's the same, but that doesn't mean the character is the same. What she does and depicts is the same. It's just ridiculous. Both the princess and with the real world Pocahontas, both in her later life went privately by the name Matoaka, and her depiction as the victim of white explorers. Well, Acheron was an empire that was quite diverse. If I remember correctly, they even had some serpent people. And quite a lot of sorcerers. Different kind of sorcerers. Who knows anymore like this? Just right? Yeah, clearly it's taken influence from the real world, but I mean, let's get real here. This is active violence against us and our community. Wrote Final Space and My Little Pony Equestria Girls. Choose your own ending stuff. Well, that's a long title. Whose tweets respond to the character reveal were most widely cited by those proclaiming the character to be problematic. Here where they go like, this is the sexualization of a real young girl, no, this character is not real. It is not Pocahontas. It's a fictional character that's 1,000 years old, living under a curse in a fictional setting, in a fictional story. And it affects murder and missing in indigenous. Affects young are murdered and missing women today. You are backward, sick, and should donate every penny you earned creating this. You notice there's never an opera about this when it's, for example, about other, let's say, the Slavic culture. The Slavs had quite a rough for many hundreds of years, but yeah, I don't see really an uproar about that. Most people in the whole world have had it quite bad. All these things that happened to Pocahontas happened to a lot of people in all different ethnicities and peoples around the world. It's not active attack on anyone. This person is choosing to see this that way, and probably believes all this. But anyway, I'm just gonna say, if you'd come like this against me, if I was the writer and you would come like this against me, because she said some more stuff as well, calling names and stuff like that, and she deleted that stuff and or said like that, said worse stuff and like that. But anyway, if you come like this against me, I would be like, what are you talking about? If you have a problem, do it personally. Send a message. Don't come with a complete meltdown and with the worst attitude. I would just dismiss this immediately. How you come at an issue will also determine like where you're coming from, because you can be right about something, but you can come at it like the worst possible way, and you ruin everything that you're trying to accomplish by the way you're coming against someone. Absolutely. And make you just as wrong. So eventually said backlash would lead Aaron to issue an apology, saying he made an ill-considered decision to give a character the name Matoaka, a name most closely associated with the real-life Native American figure Pocahontas. Here he says like this new character is a supernatural 1,000-year-old princess of a cursed island with a world of pastiche and dark fantasy and was never intended to be based on anyone from history. Yeah, obviously any normal people would see that, but Twitter is not a normal place. It's just not a good place. A lot of horrible stuff, and people should not listen to anything that comes out there, out of like stuff like this, especially like I understand the outrage expressed by those who hold the true Matoaka's legacy dear, and for all this and distress it's caused, I apologize. Can't talk. He concluded, as part of that apology, I've already taken what I was paid for the issue and donated it to the National Indigenous Women's Resource Center. The character's name and appearance will be adjusted for the rest of the miniseries in all digital and collected editions. Now, this is what I mean. They have to pay their respects, so to speak. They have to pay their apologies. I mean, look, if he truly felt that he did a horrible thing and he wanted to apologize, like, fine, I guess, like, do it from the heart. But there's so much here, all the company stuff and all the social justice stuff and all the ideology stuff and the pressure and the coercion and basically blackmail and threats that go unsaid, of course, but implied in the sense that, like I said earlier, if you do not comply, because all the peers in the company believe all this same stuff, it can look pretty grim for said writer or artist. It can look pretty grim. So they change her. I've seen actually on Amazon it's changed, so this is real. Marvel has now officially edited the princess appearance in the digital release. And this is how she looks now. She still looks native. I guess the problem was the feathers and the skin, which has been fine earlier in everything else. It's just because of the name, probably. Victim culture is absolutely horrible and incredibly hurtful. And actually, in my faith, it's completely denied that you can see yourself as a victim. That's not the point. You will never then progress forwards. And because also it's a lie to think of yourself as a victim. That's not who you were made to be. So I don't subscribe to all this victim mentality. Throw that out of the window immediately. Oh, as well as offense, taking offense. You know, like the saying goes, offense not given, it's taken. Offense, not offense, offense. I'm still talking. Why am I still talking? Let's go. Let's go. Leave, but come back.